All right. All right, welcome. This is the Whissel Way Podcast that Kyle Whissel has put together. However, Kyle is off today as he's been speaking all over the country as one of the top agent leaders in all of the country, and he has been the number one team 5 years in a row per the Wall Street Journal here in San Diego.
Woohoo.
Kyle's put this together, and filling in for Kyle is Keith Bryan. Keith's been with Kyle now a couple of years. He is one of the top newer agents on the team, and we're having a lot of fun. And he's also a person of faith, and he and I share that openly. We don't mind sharing that. Trevor's also that cool.
Yeah.
So we're all people in faith. We love the Lord, love speaking about that. And that could be a whole topic on Excel.
Another topic.
However, not everybody at Whissel is as upfront as us, and this is Kyle's Whissel Way, and so we want to respect and honor that. So what do you got for us today, Keith?
This afternoon, I'd like to talk to you about staying top of mind with our clients. Interesting, just over this weekend, I had an opportunity to travel back to Tennessee for a ministry conference. And there at the conference, we had a fundraising organization come talk to head directors of ministry from various organizations across the country. And the thing I saw that we all share in common in sales or fundraising is staying in touch with our clients. And over at Whissel Realty, what we do differently that Kyle has taught us throughout the years is how important it is to stay regularly in contact with our clients. So today I want to just talk about a few of the things that we do that set us apart from the rest of the competition.
Before you do
Yes.
that, you know what's funny? Doing this for 30 years, and I've seen all the stats on this, most real estate agents and lenders, once they close their client's loan, it's like 70% never have contact with that client.
Wait. Say that again.
70%
You're kidding me.
have zero contact.
What are you guys doing?
I know. And then you ask a buyer 2 to 5 years after they bought their house, they're like, who helped you?
I don't know.
They literally forget. Who helped you do your loan? They don't remember.
I don't know.
And that's crazy,
It's insane.
right? And that's why,
It's
as
free money.
you mentioned, top of the mind,
Ching,
such a
ching.
great topic. Absolutely.
And this year, one of the things that I incorporated into my business that I picked up from Kyle, just using a service called Send Out Cards. Now, we all think in sales, we're going to send a thank you card to a client for a transaction, maybe for making an investment with Edwards Jones. And we do that one-time thank you card. But what about sending a thank you card or just a holiday card or an anniversary card throughout the year? Those real soft, subtle touches that you can make all year long. We all set out with good intention to want to do it. But what ends up happening is we get so busy that we forget to go to the store to buy the card, to sit down to write it all out. Then we have to address the envelope, put a stamp on it, drive to the post office. And it's just like too much time, forget it. And you miss a golden opportunity. With Send Out Cards, you can go in and create a profile, select a card, one of hundreds of different cards. You can add a photo of yourself in there. You can type out a personalized message, send it to them. And the average cost, I've been doing it this year, average cost is about $3.30 a card.
And that includes the card,
The stamp,
mailing, and the technology of you being able to do it right there. And it's top of mind for you. And with technology nowadays, you could just sit down and boom, hit that. And if you're thinking about it, you could do 3, 4, or 5.
Absolutely. It takes no time at all. 3 to 5 minutes to sit there, put a card together. And then if you wanted to pay a little bit and get one of their preferred levels of membership, you can actually go in there and schedule out all these cards throughout the whole year, have it all programmed, hit enter, and off it goes. Another thing that we use over at the office, and Trevor and I, we were talking about this today during lunch, is calling our clients. Can you imagine that, Jason, that people would actually want to pick up the phone these days and call somebody and talk to them about their business?
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Absurd, right? Our generation, that's all we always did.
But nowadays,
everybody just wants to text or
email or text. Absolutely.
Right.
So that's just setting ourselves apart from the rest of the competition by picking up. And we use a couple of different dialing systems. We use a Mojo phone dialer system, 3 calls, 3 phones are ringing all at the same time. As soon as when someone picks up, we jump in. And using these automatic phone dialers, we can dial out 50, 100 numbers at a time.
And it's a nice, effective, efficient way of getting a hold of your clients. Because, the moment somebody picks up, it cuts the other line off. So
it does.
If you ever got a ring or a half a ring and all of a sudden nobody's there, they might be using one of these systems, which, for some people you're thinking, well, that's, they weren't just thinking of me, but they're trying to be efficient for your time and theirs and very respectful. And that's what some of these dialers do.
Absolutely. And it takes the guessing game out of the whole equation. Because if you're anything like me, you sit there and you start going down the list. Well, I talked to Sally last week, and
who should I dial?
You
just load these things up and you hit it in the computer, And then you're like, it comes up and says, hey, I got Trevor on the phone from Edward Jones. Hey, Trev, how's it going? Had you on the radio last week, right? Like, and you don't think about it. You just react. And most of us are used to reacting.
Absolutely. And it's about using your time effectively, working smarter, not harder. And it's a lot of hard work to sit there and try and figure out who you're going to call, who you're going to send a letter to. You just need to sit down and just do it. Don't think about it, kind of go into autopilot.
I don't know if I can jump in for one second, maybe ask a question.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking about all these different touches,
I try not to think about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when you're sitting
you're
there,
planning and systemizing it.
yeah.
Right?
When you're talking about it, right? Are you looking at which things are more high impact than others? Because I feel like a face-to-face, a phone call, those are higher impact than just a quick email. A quick email is still an impactful thing to do, but that phone call is going to be a much higher impact if you're connecting with that person regularly.
Yeah,
right?
ultimately, face-to-face is the best impact.
Hands
right?
down.
Yep.
But in order to get a face-to-face, you've usually got a text, call, or email to set that up.
Right.
Right. And that's kind of what the plan does, in kind of what the system that the Whissel Way is. They really try to make that most efficient. We've also seen all the studies. When's the best time to typically call? And believe it or not, it's like 8 to 9:30 in the morning, and then 3:30 to 5:30 in the afternoon, early evening.
Absolutely.
Those are really the best times. So if you're a salesperson out there, whether you're a lender, whether you're a financial advisor like Trevor, whether you're like a great real estate agent like Keith Bryan on the Whissel team, these are times you should be looking at, and that way you can maximize your time.
Right.
Right. Like we just signed Manny Ramirez, this great hitter that was with the Dodgers. He's coming to the Padres, and he's really good at what he does. You want to be really good at what you do and do it at the best times.
It's Machado.
Okay, thank you there.
And I bet he knows exactly which ball to swing at, too. He doesn't swing at everything, right?
Right. He doesn't swing everything, but
So he's hitting those times when he needs to be doing those
I guess
calls.
Manny Ramirez is a little bit older, right? He's my,
Who?
But, who? Yeah, exactly.
no
You're not at
idea.
your stuff.
Yeah.
But you're right. Learn to swing at the right pitches. And even in basketball, like the game we're talking about tonight, you want to be able to be in your spot where your comfort zone,
Right.
where you feel like, hey, when I let this ball go, I know it's going in.
I get a hot hand.
And everybody kind of has their comfort zone, sometimes on the left, sometimes on the right, sometimes it's in the key, sometimes it's outside the three. I've seen some guys, they don't feel comfortable behind the three. They step right in front of the three and they take the longest two, which it's like crazy, but it's in their head, but that's their comfort zone.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about, right, Keith?
Yeah. And it's taking a look at the big picture, Trevor, because I agree with both of you there. The face-to-face, it is the most beneficial contact you can have with somebody. But overall, it's one component of the whole pie, and not just getting caught up focusing on the one sliver, but taking a look at the sending out the cards, which is that periodic soft touch. It's
Absolutely.
the periodic phone call, periodic text message. So all throughout the year, you're capitalizing on the opportunities that you have to be top of mind, TOM, top of mind all the time with your clients. And so using these things like the auto dialer, so you're not thinking about it, you just plug it in there and they get a phone call. It's the cards. Set up the automatic card mailing, they get the cards. Emails as well. Set up the email campaign and have it go without having to think about it. So this last year, Kyle and the Whissel Realty team, they've really been pushing doing video emails.
Yeah.
And I think their open rate and response rate on that's like well over 50, 70%. And I don't know, Jason, do you use any video email?
Yes,
in
I
your
use
business?
BombBomb.
Okay.
And it's very efficient because the cool thing about BombBomb is whether you text or email the video, it's already showing your face. And if they've met with you, they recognize you, right? They know it's not a spam, like you're not hitting a link, right? It's literally hitting that video, and that's huge. And if you haven't used that yet, Trevor, and if you're any salesperson out there listening right now, BombBomb is pretty inexpensive. I don't know, it's like $20 to $40 a bucks. Yeah, it's real inexpensive, and it is automatically on your phone, in your email. It's easy to set up, and you just click a button. You're like, hey, it's Jason. Hey, looking forward to meeting tomorrow. Just want to put a face. I'm excited. I'm a big Aztec fan, so I'm wearing my black. Hey, here's the information I need you to bring. Appreciate you guys coming in. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Right? And it stands out.
Right.
Because nobody else is really doing it, and everybody can even do it from their phones. I mean, there's even stuff on your phones that you could automatically send, and people don't do some of the basic stuff. And what it takes to be a great person in sales is you just got to do more than the average person.
You need to stand out from the crowd.
And the average person's not doing much, so it's not like,
It's not difficult.
even in baseball, 300, which you're only successful 3 out of every 10 at bats,
Right.
is an all-star.
Yep.
400 is unheard of. No one's hit 400 since like Ted Williams, and Tony Gwynn was like a 397 like in 1990 something. Like it's crazy that no one can hit 400. That's full. You're still failing 6
The
plus
majority
times.
of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're doing basic things the whole time. Those low impact touches.
Yeah.
That's the basics, right? But Michael Jordan started every practice with bounce passes.
Yeah. The basics.
The basics.
And as a sales professional, that's all you need to do. And the other big thing is, people don't, well, I'm not in sales. Well, no matter what you do,
You're selling something.
You're selling something.
Right.
Yep.
Right?
Selling yourself.
If you're finding a spouse, a significant other, you got to sell yourself. Right? So everybody's selling something. When you had a job interview, it's not like they just pick the next button and go, lucky 22, you get this job. You had to have an interview. You had to sell yourself, right?
Right.
So everybody's some type of salesperson. So respect it, understand it. Get some of the great books out there. And one of the books I was telling people just recently as we wrap up, it's an older book, done like in the 70s, but this book called Rhinoceros Success. It's
my God.
really great.
I've read the book.
Isn't that a great book?
Oh, God, I haven't heard that name forever.
It's been around
That's like
forever.
80s.
And you missed it the other day. I was telling some of the Whissel team that they needed to get on that. So that's what I got.
No, I appreciate that, Jason. Thanks so much. And hey, you guys, if you're out there listening, everything that we're saying about sales, absolutely, you have to create activity, creates activity. Michael Jordan out there doing those bounce passes. You need to be doing all these little things in order to be ready. So when you're up at bat and the bases are loaded, you're ready to knock out that grand slam.
We got two different sports right there.
Yeah, but he's good at that. He doesn't even know what sports is, man. But here's what he knows. He's a great realtor.
Yeah,
and
right.
That's all that matters
He's
at
on
the
the
end of the
best
day.
team, and he knows the basics. But,
Absolutely.
he's my generation. We just mix and match, put stuff together. It's Manny Ramirez Machado, whatever, right, Todd?
Tomato, potato,
Producer
potato.
Todd. Yeah, so we'll get it done. So that's the show, Whissel Way. We'll be back next Wednesday. Thank you guys for tuning in. And again, go Aztecs. We'll see you guys.
Yep.